Devil May Cry is an absolute fever dream of a game, and I had so much fun playing it. The over-the-top entrance of Trish is sick. Dante getting stabbed is just so standard for the series. I love the combat way more than I thought I would with how simple it is, but having a high skill ceiling that you need to figure out. The boss fights are challenging, especially on harder difficulties, and every skill you buy in-game has a place to be used optimally. That's not to say it was smooth sailing, however. It was fights I spent hours on learning mechanics and just trying not to choke at the end. Honestly, this game was so nice, I wasn't even mad that I had to plat it all twice. Okay, so here's the battle plan. Firstly, we are going to play through normal mode to acquire all the story mode achievements, as well as making a start on all the collectibles and completing the 12 secret missions that are spread throughout the levels. We are also going to do it without dying once for the achievement The Devil Made Me Do It. Our collectibles are the blue orb fragments, which are hidden throughout the levels and rewards for completing secret missions. 4 fragments will make 1 complete blue orb, which will increase our health bar. To acquire all skills, we will purchase them in the store, as well as purchasing blue orbs and purple orbs, which will increase our health gauge and devil trigger gauge respectively. To purchase all these items, we're going to need a lot of red orbs, and these are found throughout the levels, and they are also awarded to you based on your rank at the end of a mission. We also need to collect all the enemy intel. We get this by seeing enemy attacks, getting hit by them, and also some specific ones require us to die to them. We will also need to collect all the weapons. Whew, that's going to be a lot for one playthrough. Secondly, we will then complete the game on hard mode, collecting any missing blue orb fragments and focusing on the enemy intel that we missed on the normal playthrough. Lastly, we will move on to Dante Must Die mode, and completing that will hopefully be our last achievement.
Let's go, I am the best.
That's how you make an entrance.
Come on, let's go. Huh.
So we start off our journey here being left to our own devices. We find our first blue fragment and enter the castle. But inside we come across our first issue, which was just the results of me being dumb. Okay, I need 50 orbs for the door. I wasn't lying when I said I've done this twice. Turns out you need to actually enable the Steam overlay in OBS for your achievements to pop, which I figured out after I had already done them all. So after a little bit of playing, I reset my achieves, enabled the overlay, and voila, we are back. However, I forgot to delete my save data, so when I collected my first red orb, all the achievements tied to them popped. I could have reset it, but I figured it wouldn't matter, as at the end of the day, I'll have proof of way over 50,000 orbs anyway. Now back to it, we collect our 4th blue orb fragment. This will complete our first blue orb, giving us an achievement. On mission 2, we are greeted with one of the best ways to receive a new weapon. It will never not be funny. We also grab the shotgun for good measure before moving on to mission 3. Here we pick up the stinger for the upcoming boss fight. Not much to say here, we counter his fireball and take him out with ease. After that we take on our first secret mission. First we need to stagger the enemy, then blast them up close with the shotty for a crit. Clearing this scores us 2 easy achievements, one for the secret mission and the other for surviving Phantom. Mission 4 is a big one. First we purchase air raid, then we need to clear 3 secret missions, 1 shooting spiders, 1 standing on them, then fighting 3 shadows underground at once. On top of that we also have our first fight with Nello. I want an S rank for that? Okay. Mission 5 is basically just a speedrun. We bop the shadow, then drop attack to the end of the level, getting an achievement for not getting hit once. So not a great deal happens now until mission 8. We purchase air hike for double jump, stinger level 2, along with a couple of blue orbs before we make our way to Phantom. Not that we really need the help. Phantom is a joke on all difficulties at this point, especially on normal, with the double jump devil trigger plunge dealing so much damage. We pick up the squash like a bug achievement. as well as grabbing the grenade launcher. While being a slow weapon, it builds Devil Trigger so fast that it is essential later. At the start of Mission 9, we are greeted by a brand new enemy, the Blades. Now these guys can take a hit, which works out for us as we hit our first stylish combo with Alistair and getting us the achievement Thunderstruck. So after a little platforming, we grab Ifrit, the best weapon in the game. Then we have to fight Griffin 1 for the first and last time. Griffin fights have two main parts, the shooting and the zapping. Once he flies off, we open the door with Ifrit and complete the level, getting us the Bird of Prey achievement. We pick up Kick 13 for Ifrit and catch back up at Mission 11. At the start, we complete our 6th secret mission, one of the hardest in the game, as I'm sure you'll see. This gets us an achievement for completing half the secret missions in the game. Then we get to square off with Nello for the second time. Oh, he's just so goddamn cool. Moving on. We take another S rank, go for a swim, get an achieve for half of the enemy intel, pick up the needle gun for the underwater combat this series is very famous for. Then we fight Griffin and take another free S rank. On Mission 14, we go on a shopping spree, picking up Rolling Blaze and Inferno for Ifrit. We also pick up a level in Vortex and Round Trip for Alistair. In Mission 15, we grab Nightmare Beta, which completes our weapon collecting and gets us an achievement. We also have our last fight with Griffin, which goes a little like this. Mission 16 starts us with another fun secret mission, and also our first fight with Nightmare. Nightmare used to be my worst fight because I just didn't get his mechanics. By now, he is by far my best fight. I use Rolling Blaze to counter his spike attack. This will stun him so then we can wail on his cores and I'll get myself my first stylish combo with Ifrit. Nightmare is also unique because the hits you do to the cores now carry over to his next two fights. So if you break them now, he becomes much more aggressive and tanky later. But the key word to this is hits. So that's why we use Ifrit's charged attacks, because they'll deal big damage with less hits. You can also reset the core counters by being swallowed by him in his puddle form. In here, you defeat a few heads and the previous boss. Winning grants you big damage as well as less hard work in later fights. With the puddle washed away, we get an achievement and move on to Mission 17. We get ourselves a second level in Kick 13 and a blue orb. We ignore an obvious in hindsight mechanic of the last boss. And then we fight the goat for the last time. We get the achievement with a heavy heart and continue on to Mission 18 where we get this dance break. If you're still here, I just want to say thank you and I hope you're having a good time. This is my first attempt at anything like this, so hopefully it's entertaining you and we can speak again at the end. After bodying Nightmare again, we break into Hell. We try to save Trish, who's been missing all game.
Dante, help me!
And we also get to fight, you guessed it, Nightmare again. Just as we're winning, Trish betrays us and starts attacking us during the fight. Not that it matters, as one big Inferno will do the trick. On Mission 21, we get a few achieves pop. The secret's out for completing our last secret mission. We also finish buying all of Dante's skills in Mission 22, along with the Tomb of Contents for seeing every enemy in the game. Trish takes a hit for Dante, which he takes personally. The last boss, Mundus, consists of two phases. There's the Griffin phase, then the real fight. After which we get the best cutscene in the game.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Ooh, an S rank. The last mission sees us escaping from the island. But not before Mundus wants round 3. I know I said his first fight was the last boss, and I stand by that because this isn't really a boss.
It looks like we have a winner.
Jackpot.
Mundus gets blasted and we escape in a plane to finish the game, popping the untouchable achievement and warming up. Hard mode is a bit of a funny one. Harder enemies spawn earlier in the game, and they hit a little harder and take less damage, which makes grinding for enemy intel easier since the window for them to execute you is larger. Saying that though, sometimes mobs will just refuse to do the attacks you want. Even on the second attempt at these guys, I got rid of all but one before the last one eventually did the move I needed and took me out. As I said earlier, the plan is to just grind out intel and collectibles. Some of them are actually quite fun to do since you can force the intel you want, like on the shadows. But then you get a blade execute, which is a bit tedious to say the least. And out of 44 fragments in the game, I only missed 3 of them from memory, which is nice. On mission 23, we purchase our last blue orb and complete the health bar for the achievement. We then finish hard mode and get to the big boy, Dante Must Die mode. Dante Must Die follows the same rules as hard mode, except bosses hit 500% harder and we only deal 33% of the damage we did earlier, and that is in Devil Trigger as well. Crash Mob can also DT if not killed quick enough. I'll mostly be showing boss fights as the mobs never really gave me too much trouble. We start off getting the last enemy intel we missed, which was one shot and a sin sight. Then we get on to the good stuff. As an example of how little damage we deal on this difficulty, here is Phantom 1. He's still an easy boss in theory, but now you just don't get the same wiggle room. But while we are here, I thought I'd also show the fun way of beating Phantom 2. Now, you may have noticed I've shown all the boss fights so far but 3, and there is a reason for this. Nello is the GOAT of this game. Narratively, he always feels like a rival, and if you know the series, you'll know why. His fights feel really fair. The 5 hours I was hard stuck on Nello 3 on my first run of the game never felt bad. I was just losing a straight 1v1 and that was it. So that's why I will only show footage of my first playthrough and not my achievement reset run, because that is what he deserves. With that said, Nello 1 was a wake-up call to how perfectly you need to try and play. I tried Alistair. I wouldn't even try Ifrit, so I settled on using Sparda. Using it, you lose the ability to Devil Trigger, but your damage is apparently the same as Devil Triggered Alistair, so I found that it worked for me. Nello 2 is pretty much the same, except you're fighting in a more cramped setting. I'd say it wasn't too bad since I beat him on my second attempt, but being on red health when not even halfway through the fight, and getting some crazy luck on surviving a hit, but then needing to take out 45% of his health without making one mistake, isn't what I'd call a clean fight. Going from Nello 2 to Nello 3, I can't explain why the fight's harder. I just couldn't get him past halfway. Sometimes I'd even drop before doing a quarter of his health. And then it happened.
Then something just snapped. Something inside of me. No, no more! That's it! I don't care!
You can stun lock this man. You can make him not play the game. Now I can't do it like the speedrunners, but I found what works for me, using Ifrit and the grenade launcher. You force him to block, charge an attack to break his guard. As it breaks, use Devil Trigger for Inferno, and as he staggers back, follow up with Kick 13, rinse and repeat. It's a bitchy hit and run tactic, but that's all I've got. Even getting a clean run to his red health with only one hit taken, you're always in danger. I'd seen his red health a few times at this point, so I wasn't taking any more chances. We skipped Griffin 1 because I hate this boss. Griffin 2 is the same but just longer. You think he's tanky now, wait till Griffin 3. I don't know how this works, but when you drop him to the ground in the third fight, either his health bar triples and doesn't visually show, or the more you hit him, the less damage he takes. I use so many items just to try and clutch up. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. Nightmare is as pleasant as always. Chip away with charge attacks. We parry when we need to and move on. He's probably the most rewarding fight for me at this point because you can answer all of his moves quite well. DMD Mundus is a different beast altogether. The pain of shooting through his first phase, a full devil trigger doing like 1/8 of his health. It's rough out here. He is just a worse Griffin, and that's saying something. His second phase is just so tanky, so you can't really rush the fight like you could on the other modes. The whole fight is just throwing your sword like a boomerang and throwing fireballs. Maybe the odd up close attack if he comes close. You also need to try and dodge everything that he throws at you, because everything hurts. I had to actually learn what his moves did and how to play around them. It's just a rough fight, honestly. The relief when I finally wore him down after clutch deflections was amazing. Yes, baby, let's go! With Mundus 2 down, jackpot. Then the escape complete. Take it away, Dante.
Devil may cries a rockin', don't come a knockin', baby, yeah!
Yeah! And with that, we pop our final achievement for this game. Hey guys, this was my first time doing any editing or video making, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I've learned a lot up to now, so hopefully the next video I make won't take half as long as this one. If you made it to the end and enjoyed yourself, let me know in the comments. If you didn't enjoy yourself, let me know in the comments also. I need all the constructive criticism that I can get. I'm not sure what game I'll do next. Probably going to continue the DMC series. I also might throw in a few smaller titles also. Who knows? Once again, thank you if you've made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one.